Hey, how's everyone doing? It's your favorite truck driver in the whole wide world, it's Bitcoin Ben, here to let you know about our latest club that you personally can invest in and own a piece of. That's our club at Mar-a-Lago. And yes, I did say Mar-a-Lago. You, as an individual, can own shares 1% up to 4% of that club, and it's only $12,500 per 1%. Now, what that entitles you to is, as the club is profitable, and folks, the club is literally right down the road from Mar-a-Lago. So give us a call or send us a text at 941-391-3882. Give us a call, send us a text, and what we can do is set you up with our owner's call every week. And that owner's call will allow you to figure out whether or not you want to own part of the club. So if you want on the owner's call the inside information, give us a call, 941-391-3882. The number is scrolling right across here, 941-391-3882. Give us a call now and learn how you can own a share of the club at Mar-a-Lago. And we're live. I recorded that right before I did this. Hence the same shirt. Welcome everyone. Yes, like it said in the ad, we are accepting 1% owners in 1, 2, 3, or 4% owners in the Mar-a-Lago club. And that is, guys, the Mar-a-Lago club is literally right down the road from Mar-a-Lago. I mean, Trump could lightly hit a golf club or a golf ball and hit our club. So, like I said on the ad, 941-391-3882. All right, let's jump right into the show. Welcome. It's Fuck It Friday, and I'm your host. And now there's a bomb raid. Airdrop. No, I'm your host, your lovable, sexy, unbelievably intelligent, and skinnier than ever, Bitcoin Ben, your favorite truck driver, ex-truck driver in the whole wide world. Welcome to the show, guys. Okay, so, guys, the headline of this show is Federal Reserve being replaced by the Bitcoin and stablecoin bill, known as the Genius Act. Now, the reason or how that's happening, since the Federal Reserve was created, the Treasury Department has relied heavily on the Federal Reserve to actually purchase our treasuries and print dollars. Well, this is getting rid of the Fed, because when you replace the Federal Reserve with private issuance of US dollars, folks, let me say that again. Private issuance of US dollars, stable coins. See, this makes tether the Federal Reserve. This makes circle the Federal Reserve. This decentralizes the issuance of the U.S. currency. and it can go global, where you can have a privately owned company in Australia actually purchase U.S. treasuries and issue U.S. dollar stable coins. And when we say that that's going to lock in the use of the dollar, it will, because there's going to be a flood of demand for it. And think about this, folks. Think about this. No interest rate. That's the big deal. The Federal Reserve charges America interest with the purchase of the treasury bills. Well, now this puts the interest rate control into the hands of the Treasury and out of the hands of the Federal Reserve. See, the next head of the Federal Reserve will be in charge of closing the Federal Reserve because it's no longer needed. Once you have outside demand for our treasuries, you don't need a Federal Reserve. Now, mind you, this is going to be they will not go quietly into the night. Hence why Powell is trying to screw America, holding interest rates high. Everyone's looking at this all wrong. See, Trump doesn't want interest rates lower so that the Bitcoin goes up. That isn't his goal. The American government, us, the Treasury, has to refinance about $7 trillion worth of debt. The $7 trillion worth of actual debt we have is right around 0 to 0.5%. But the new rates are at 4.25%, 4.5%, almost 5% on like the 30-year. We cannot refinance at that rate. The U.S. government will go bankrupt. We couldn't afford it. So what, and this is the only reason he is keeping the interest rate high, because the Federal Reserve is trying to destroy the federal government under Trump. That's what they're trying to do. They're basically saying, oh, okay, you're going to get rid of us. Well, we'll just blow up your economy and blow up the federal government with it. You think Trump's going to allow that? No. The Treasury, that's why this bill is so important. Because then what Trump and the Treasury can do is refinance that actual debt with new treasuries issued at a lower rate to everyone who's wanting to launch a stable coin. So they'll sell new treasuries to Circle, to Tether. They're set to JP Morgan, to all of these. And they'll actually take the money from those new sales and they'll actually pay off the Federal Reserve on the old debt. This is complicated. This is a war. This is the Federal Reserve against the American government and the American people. You hear everyone saying it. It's like, oh my God, why the hell why isn't Jerome Powell lowering rates? Everyone else is. Hell, over in Europe, they're down at like 0. Or several places over in Europe are at 0. 0% interest rates. Now, you want to know how bad it is, folks? European debt is at 0%. American debt at the 30-year is at 5%. And yet no one wants to buy the U.S. debt. Why do you think Bitcoin's going to skyrocket? And I've said this for years. I've said it for years and years. Wait till the bond market figures out what the Bitcoin is. Bitcoin is a unrestricted pair bond. That's what Bitcoin is. That's how the bond market is going to look at the Bitcoin. All right, we don't have to actually purchase a 3-month or a 6-month or a 9-month or a 1 year. No. It's an unlimited time duration bond. That's what Bitcoin is. And when the bond market, which is the biggest market in the world, folks, fuck trillion. The bond market is a quadrillion or quadrillion. It's a fuck ton of money. You're getting into retarded land when you pass up trillions. And you have to come up with a quadrillion. Yeah, a quadrillion, that's what it's called. A quadrillion. I don't know about you. I never learned quadrillion math. When I was in high school, we barely knew trillion. We thought a billion was like, oh my God, the planet's been around for billions of years. But now we're into trillions. And we ain't even impressed with trillions no more. What, you got 1 trillion? You broke ass bitch. No, you need a quadrillion. That's what you need. What's after quadrillion? Isn't that like a googillion? Shit, I don't even know, folks. But we're getting into wacko land. But the global bond market is into the quadrillions. Quadrillions. I think that's 14 zeros. Is that right? I think so. 12 or 14 zeros. That is absolutely fucking crazy, folks. Now, think about that. Let's imagine something. Let's imagine that you're looking to purchase $1,000 bond, American bond, for your grandchild. When I was a kid, my grandfather used to mail me $100 treasury bond once a month. And I get it in the mail. All right. Why would you do that now? Why would you send your grandson, here you go, young man, here's $100 bond. And when you cash it in, it's going to be worth 60. Happy birthday, you little fuck. No, you watching this, you're going to send them Bitcoin. Here you go, you little shithead. Congratulations on not dying last year. Here's $100 worth of Bitcoin. That's the future, and that's what the bond market is looking at. They're looking at Europeans, 0% interest. Oh, wow. So I'll definitely lose money there. Then they're looking at the American market. It's lost 10% of its purchasing power over the last 7 months. Do I really want to buy an American treasury bond? No. So where do you go? Where does this quadrillion-dollar market go? They're not buying Apple. They're not buying Facebook because it's a bond market. They're looking for the safest asset. Is it gold? Does the bond market rush in fucking gold? A quadrillion? And who holds the gold? Are they going to send them their gold? No. No. They're going into Bitcoin because it's a global, decentralized human energy and economic bond. That's what Bitcoin is. It's a global production bond. It's a global productivity bond in an S-curve adoption. Those of you who know economics know exactly what the I just said. That is winning, folks. Hang on one second. I need some water that has a whole lot of other shit in it. I'm pretty sure there is water in here somewhere. Cheers. You know, I think that Red Bull actually kills you. And I'll tell you why I think that. Think about their slogan. Red Bull gives you wings. What if they're talking about angel wings? Make you think a little bit, doesn't it? But I look at it like this. I'm reaching the age where if I look forward, most likely I got less time ahead of me than I do behind me. So fuck it, I'm drinking Red Bull. Because I'm going to live my life the way I love it. All right, now let's jump back into the topic. The reason that the global, because remember, these are insurance companies. These are banks. These are everything. Every fixed income retirement plan holds bonds. Every single one of them. Now, this, as the bond market dies, or not really dies, but transforms, you would think, wow, global adoption of the American stable coin, that's going to increase usage of the US dollar. Yeah, it will. But at the same time, it is going to decrease the value of the dollar because they're going to print more. They're just going to print more dollars. But these are going to be digital dollars that will be backed by the U.S. Treasury Department. Now, what is the Treasury setting up as a reserve? They're setting up a Bitcoin reserve. Wait a second. Hold 1 second. What if the Treasury Department sold the Treasury bonds and then invested those treasury bonds into Bitcoin. Remember what I put out on X the other day. What the Bitcoin is it's a multiplier of value. Let me explain. When the price of the Bitcoin goes up $1, that multiplies the market cap by 21 million. Let that sink in. When the price of the Bitcoin goes up $1, the market cap of the Bitcoin goes up 21 million because there's 21 billion or whatever is in existence right now. You get the point. It's a multiplier and it's a wealth generator because value, right? That one extra dollar just made everyone who holds the Bitcoin slightly richer. Now, as those people get richer, is somebody printing up dollars that you can cash out into? No. Those are unrealized gains. What I'm trying to tell you and trying to explain, the higher the price of the Bitcoin, the more wealth creation there is because it's a multiplier to the positive. Now, with the Federal Reserve System, every time they print a dollar, it is a multiplier devaluator. Once you wrap your head around that we have a quadrillion dollars worth of treasury bonds globally that is going to go into the Bitcoin eventually. Let me explain it like this. If you put $1 quadrillion into the price of the Bitcoin, you'd have to multiply it by 21 million. Because remember, each dollar that the price goes up raises the market cap 21 million. Folks, the price of the Bitcoin is going to be batshit crazy over the next 3 years. And when I say batshit crazy, I'm not talking millions. Because remember, it's a multiplier. Everyone is sitting there, well, if we could just catch up to gold. Fuck gold. Gold ain't gonna be shit when Bitcoin takes off. Let's put it this way. The market cap of the Bitcoin is gonna skyrocket past the market cap of gold. As it goes by, it's gonna piss on gold. It's gonna go, get out of the way, you little fucking rock. Because, think about this, folks. We don't know how many ounces of gold there are in existence. And I mean in existence. not above ground. All right. I mean, in existence. There's asteroids that are like 60% gold. On Earth, there's a lot more gold than the average Joe knows about. Look up Chocolate Mountain. Look up the Grand Canyon. In fact, look up the Grand Canyon, New York Times, 1901. And look what the New York Times announced they found in the Grand Canyon. And then the next week, the story was gone. There's a lot more gold than people think. A lot. Gold isn't as limited as you would think. But what is the Bitcoin? How many will ever exist? 21 million. There isn't an asteroid out in outer space that has a bunch more Bitcoin on it. There isn't a hole in the earth out in the middle of the fucking desert with just a bunch of Bitcoin. No. It is truly limited supply. In fact, it's a fixed supply. And it's software. The only the Bitcoin recognized in the blockchain is the Bitcoin. It's the only asset where the receipt of the asset is the transaction of the asset. It's proved in the code. It's proved in the wallet address structure. It's in the blockchain. Yeah, there's nothing else like it, folks. And that's why Trump and the federal government, it's why they're working so fast on this genius bill, because of the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is trying to destroy Trump's government's ability to function. That's what the Federal Reserve is trying to do. Well, Trump is saying, fuck you, too late, Powell, or whatever he calls him. We will just create a new buying mechanism for our bonds. And what is that? The stable coin. And what will the treasury bonds be backed by? By Bitcoin, oil, property, real assets, real provable assets. And what is the most provable asset is Bitcoin. Because, look, we have so many people like, show us the gold, show us the gold. Okay, so what if they went into Fort Knox with a camera and showed all the pallets of gold? Is that good enough proof? No. You know why? Because how do we know the gold's real? How do we test every ounce? You can't. You have to trust your eyes. See, the Bitcoin blockchain is trustless. I can prove every Satoshi. I can prove every existence of every Satoshi. Every sat is provable. Every ounce of gold is not. So which is a reliable, accurate accounting of value? Something you can't prove its authenticity, or something you can prove its authenticity? I would say Whatever you can prove the authenticity of the asset, that's what I'm going with. And you don't have to test it. You don't have to get a certain type of liquid and drop it on there and see if it turns fucking blue or whatever. You go on the blockchain. You go and check the blockchain. You go and you check the mining pool. That's it. You don't need special gloves so you can hold it without rubbing off a little bit of gold. No. Folks, what's coming is right in front of you. Forget all of the noise. Forget about the dipshit YouTuber crypto people who basically have no grasp of the larger picture, right? Every time I watch a YouTube show and it's like, will this hurt Bitcoin? Will the price of Bitcoin go up? Question mark. Are you fucking stupid? Will the sun rise? Will oxygen be breathable? Question mark. Folks, the reason that I have known for 8, almost 9 years now and done shows on buy more Bitcoin, shit's going up, because it's in the code. Why does the sun come up? Because it's in the code of the universe. Why do we have gravity? Because it's in the fucking code. Remember, code is law, natural law. The code is the law. The code cannot do something the code doesn't say to do. Wow. Well, I wonder if the price of Bitcoin's going up. When somebody says that, it automatically lets me know they have no fucking idea what Bitcoin is. They've never looked at the code. They've never looked at the tokenomics. They've never researched the algorithm. They've never researched the halvening. They're just trying to get clicks. Oh no, will the price go down? Let me trigger your fear emotion. That's why I don't talk about price go down. Motherfucker, the price is going up. When? All the time. It's like me doing a YouTube show every morning. Go, you know what? I think the sun's gonna come up tomorrow. No one would watch it. Well, yeah, fucktard. Yeah, the sun's gonna come up tomorrow. And God, if I don't have this sudden urge to sing Little Orphan Annie. The sun will come up tomorrow. God, I sing horrible. Folks, what do you expect? I can barely talk. I have a speech impediment. It's Red Bull time. And this global economy, because that's what Bitcoin is. It's a reconfiguration of the world economy. That's what it is, folks. Because we've always had the Federal Reserve or gold or silver that somebody could manipulate. You can't manipulate the blockchain. Can you fuck with the price a little bit? Sure. Can you fuck with the blockchain a little bit? Sure. Can you fuck with the price a little bit? Sure. Can you fuck with the price a little bit? Sure. Can you fuck with the price a little bit? Sure. Can you fuck with the price a little bit? Sure. Can you fuck with the price a little bit? Sure. Can you fuck with the price a little bit? Sure. Can you fuck with the price a little bit? Sure. Can you fuck with the price a little bit? Sure. Can you fuck with the price a little bit? Sure. Can you fuck with the price a little bit? Sure. Can you fuck with the price a little bit? Sure. Can you fuck with the price a little bit? Sure. That's just whales, trying to short, and they're trying to make more fiat. That's, and I love, here's a great example. Win 200K eventually, but what does it matter? Win at 200K, are you going to sell out and just sail off into the sunset? Are you going to sell all your Bitcoin and just be done with this whole Bitcoin bullshit? At $200,000? You have to remember, folks, when the Bitcoin is at $200,000, what the fuck is $200,000 worth in real purchasing power? Remember, in the last 7 months, the dollar has lost 10% of its purchasing power globally. If you're looking at the price of the Bitcoin, don't judge the Bitcoin, judge the dollar. Look at the dollar and go, fuck, you ain't worth shit. It takes 200,000 of you little shitheads to purchase one Bitcoin. That proves that the real asset to hold is the Bitcoin, not the dollars. And I love watching shows where they say, make sure you take your gains, make sure that you take your whatever the fuck they call it, make sure that you sell your Bitcoin for dollars. That's what they're saying. Sell your Bitcoin so you can get some of them valuable pieces of fucking paper. Here's an equivalent. How about this? How about you sell your Bitcoin and get some fucking Kleenex? That's what you should do. Yeah, buy a bunch of Kleenex. Yeah, that's a lot of paper. Yeah, let's do that. Or how about some toilet paper? Because it's all just fucking paper, folks. You work for something that someone can print on a fucking printer. That's what you work for. If you're working for dollars, you're working for something that someone can print on a printer. That's crazy. I work for Bitcoin. I work for Bitcoin. Fuck your dollar. Take your dollar and shove it up your ass. Because it ain't worth my labor. It ain't worth my fucking time. If you can print it, it ain't worth me. It ain't worth my fucking attention. If you can print it, I don't want it. That's how you should think about this. Like I said on the show the other day, go into your boss and you tell him, fuck you, pay me in Bitcoin. Do not put it on yourself. Don't say, could you pay me in dollars? Then I'll put it on my Fold card and I'll switch it into Bitcoin. No, fuck you, motherfuckers. I'm doing you a favor working for you, you prick. Now go get me some fucking Bitcoin and pay me in Bitcoin. Demand it. You actually make it part of your job. Hey, you want me? Pay me in Bitcoin, bitches. That's what the NFL fucking players are doing. They're demanding the NFL owners pay them in Bitcoin, not pay them in dollars and then let the football player buy some Bitcoin. No, they're paid in Bitcoin. Demand it. Hang on one second. Oh. I want everyone to realize what I'm realizing, or what I've realized. The old system's dead, folks. It's fucking dead. Get out of it. Do not invest in companies that do not deal in Bitcoin. Do not invest in companies that do not pay you a dividend of your investment in Bitcoin. You know why? Because they're earning a devaluing currency. Think about that. That's like you purchase a farm because you plan on growing corn, and then you grow poison corn. Yeah, you can eat it, but it's going to make you sick. But that's corn. This is what we need to demand. All right. That's it. That's absolutely it. Exactly. Fuck you, pay me my Bitcoin. That's what more people need to do, because your labor is more valuable than their printed dollars. So demand you get paid in something as strong as your labor. Tell them, I want Bitcoin. And your favorite restaurant, you tell them, hey, I'm getting off this US fucking dollar shit. I don't give a flying fuck if you agree with me or not. But if you want me to come to your restaurant, you need to accept Bitcoin. Your problem, not fucking my problem. Because I can find another fucking Mexican restaurant with great margaritas. But I'm tired of you getting fucked, even though you don't, as a restaurant owner, realize you're getting fucked, but you're getting fucked. Well, I am done getting fucked. So if you want my business, you accept real money. If you don't want my business, that's fine. I'll go find somebody. Push your community into Bitcoin. Vote with your bits. Vote with your sats. And tell people, hey, I know that the majority of the rest of the world is fucking retarded right now, and they're accepting dollars for all this fucking horse shit. Well, I'm not stupid, and I demand that you not be stupid either. You want my business? Accept Bitcoin. Here's a great example. I have a friend, all right, who actually purchased a Lambo using Litecoin. He went into the dealership and he said, I want to buy this Lamborghini, but I'm going to pay in Litecoin. The dealership said, well, we don't accept cryptocurrencies. And he goes, if you want to sell a Lambo, you do, fucking figure it out. Guess what that Lamborghini dealership did? They got a hold of Coinbase. They figured out how to accept Litecoin so they could make the sale. You want the sale? You better change your motherfucking mind. Because I've already changed my mind. You guys got to catch it. You got to pressure people to be smart. All right? This is like I've always said, the problem with America and the world is helmets. We put helmets on too many retarded little kids that should have not made it to the age of 7. Some kids have to die so other kids can look at that kid dying and go, fuck, that's probably not a good idea. Helmets ruined humanity. It turned us into just a bunch of pussies. And now transfer that economically. If everyone else is dealing in dollars, those are the stupid people. The problem is they outnumber us. But we, as the value of Bitcoin goes up, we are going to be the new rich mofos. And we, as the intelligent people in society, we have to educate the rest of them. We have to go in there and say, look, I really want to use your service, but you guys are using the US dollar. And that's bad, because if I hold US dollars, I'm losing purchasing power. So your shop is requiring me to lose purchasing power to shop at your place. If I want to shop at your place, I have to purchase an inferior currency to shop at your place. You are hurting me financially to shop at your place. Can we work something out? Because I don't like the fact that I have to actually purchase an inferior currency to shop at your store. Can we figure this out? See, not everyone's going to figure out exactly what Bitcoin is. That's okay. I have a cell phone. I have no idea how the fuck it works. But I use it because of convenience and accuracy. That's what money is. It's an exchange of labor value information. We want, all right, we want to help our society get away from the Ponzi scheme known as the US dollar. See, everyone knows it's shit because they have a word for it. They call it inflation. But yet they're like, well, it is what it is, you know. The cost of eggs are just going crazy. The cost of eggs have gone down in Bitcoin. It takes you less Bitcoin this year than it did last year to buy some eggs. So eggs are going down in price, according to Bitcoin. What part of that doesn't make sense? You want a currency that gains value. You don't want a currency that loses purchasing power. The Bitcoin gains purchasing power. It's the equivalent of going to a car lot and the car salesman saying, well, we got this car right here, runs like a top, reliable, get you everywhere you want to go. This one here, approximately every 7 months, it's 10% shittier. So within 4 years, your car's about 10 years, about 60% shittier than when you bought it. This one here retains its value. In fact, this Chevrolet, the longer you hold it, this Chevrolet turns into a fucking Cadillac. Yeah, the car gets better the longer you own it and the longer you drive it. Well, this Chevrolet here eventually goes to, and I'm using this on purpose, this turns into a Fiat. A little shitty ass Italian car. Yeah. So would you rather actually purchase a car, a Chevy, that over time actually turns into a Cadillac, eventually a Ferrari? Or would you rather have a Chevrolet that the longer you hold it, it turns into a Fiat and eventually into a fucking Yugo? For those of you who remember the Yugo, yeah, that was oddly named because you didn't go shit in a Yugo. You didn't go nowhere. You no go. That's what they should have named that piece of fuck. That's the perfect analogy, folks. You can buy a Chevy that the longer you own it, it eventually turns into a Cadillac and then a fucking Mercedes and then a yacht and then an airplane. Or you can own a Chevy that turns into a Fiat and then a Yugo. Your choice. All right, guys. It's fucking Friday. So take everything I said on this show and say, fuck it. Go get a margarita and a Red Bull. Remember, it gives you wings. All right, everyone, have a great damn day and just enjoy your weekend. And don't let anyone tell you you aren't good enough. Because my friends, everyone watching this episode, you are the Bitcoin of humanity. And that's a compliment. Everyone have a great day. I love you guys. And remember what I said at the beginning of the show. You want to own a piece of our club right down the road from Mar-a-Lago? Here's information on how to. Love you guys. Bye-bye. Hey, how's everyone doing? It's your favorite truck driver in the whole wide world. It's Bitcoin Ben, here to let you know about our latest club that you personally can invest in and own a piece of. That's our club at Mar-a-Lago. And yes, I did say Mar-a-Lago. You, as an individual, can own shares 1% up to 4% of that club. And it's only $12,500 per 1%. Now, what that entitles you to is, as the club is profitable, and folks, the club is literally right down the road from Mar-a-Lago. So give us a call or send us a text at 941-391-3882. Give us a call, send us a text. And what we can do is set you up with our owner's call every week. And that owner's call will allow you to figure out whether or not you want to own part of the club. So if you want on the owner's call the inside information, give us a call, 941-391-3882. The number is scrolling right across here, 941-391-3882. Give us a call now and learn how you can own a share of the club at Mar-a-Lago.